Perfect. All righty, guys. How you guys doing? Everybody feeling good? Everybody feeling alive?
Great.
Hopefully. So what we're going to go through today on Chime, so if you guys have your Chime, go ahead and pull up your Chime. We're going to go through how to set up a smart plan. So once you've obviously we've gone through the overview quite a few times, just kind of how to get into the system, how to put stuff in there. Once you kind of start putting your leads and stuff into the system, then essentially what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start contacting them, start reaching out to them, start following up with them, to see what's going on. Now, it can obviously be tedious if you have, let's just say, for example, you put all the contacts that are in your phone into your Chime. That's probably for most people, 150 to 200 people. It's going to be very tedious to sit there and go through each and every person, and follow up with them or text them or call them. Wouldn't you guys agree that's pretty tedious? Feel free to say stuff too, so I'm not just talking on.
Yes. I agree, Evo.
Awesome. So the nice thing about Chime, one of the many features that it does is what is called Smart Plans. So Smart Plans are essentially plans that you can either set up yourself, and we're going to go through it. I'm going to show you how to set one up yourself today. So you can go and make your owns. You can go and make your own. But we already have ones that are set up in the system, so you don't necessarily need to go and reinvent the wheel. There's already ones in there. If you don't want to go and take the time to make your own, you can just use ones and modify the ones that we have in the system already. So you can do those, and start contacting your clients. The smart plans are going to do a number of different things. And it depends on how you want to set it up. I'll go walk you through how to set one up specifically. But essentially, it will send them emails. It'll shoot them text messages. You can have it create tasks for you to do. You can get pretty complicated with some of the stuff that you can do. We're just kind of going to go through the basics right now. But we'll kind of get started here, and I'll show you how that works. So when you sign into Chime, obviously you're going to be on your main dashboard. All your smart plans are going to be listed under this tab here called Campaigns. So once you click on Campaigns, it's going to bring up a little box here, and then you'll see on the left-hand side on your little menu, you'll see Automation, and then under Automation, you'll see Smart Plans. So you're going to click on that. So now you're in the system where you can see all the smart plans that we have. Now, if you click on this and you have nothing there, it's because you don't have any smart plans that you have yourself. If yours shows nothing, just click over here. You see this top bar here. You can click Company Smart Plans, and you'll be able to see all the smart plans that not only Michael has gone through and created, but Chime has gone through it as well and created as well. So Michael went through and initially built out the system to make sure that everybody had smart plans and stuff like that they could use, so that it was already done. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to go and set up their whole system. They're already in there. So you can definitely go ahead and use these. And then also there's ones that Chime have built out as well. That's what these little, where it says Chime, this is the author. So Chime has a bunch of different types in there. So we've got a lot of options for ways to basically set up campaigns or drip campaigns on your clients. So you don't have to do all the labor of reaching out to them, remembering to follow up and doing that stuff. This is going to do that for you. And then when they reach out to you, the system's going to alert you and say, hey, you should contact so-and-so. They responded to your message. Or it'll just literally send you the response that they responded to. So then you can just take it from there.
Hey, Evo. Yes. So this is one, like, if I wanted to put in, like, say, a flyer with the new program.
I'm probably going to answer your question.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but yes, what you're talking about can be done this way. Yes.
Okay.
What I want to do is I just want to kind of go through it. Obviously, I interject, ask me questions. But I'm going to kind of keep it'll be an hour long. We'll try to keep like this part of it to like 30 minutes. And then we can do Q&A for the other 30 minutes or so, and we can ask whatever questions on any of it. So I just want to make sure we flow. So yes, once you're in here, again, these are all the smart plans that are built out. We're going to go through right now, and I'm going to show you how to build your own smart plan, so that you can set up a smart plan for anything you want. And again, you don't have to do that. I just want to show you so you're familiar with the system so you know how to work it. So for one, if let's just say you don't want to build a smart plan from scratch, you just want to modify one of these company plans to fit something that you want, you can totally do that. So once you're under the company smart plans tab, you can go in here and you can pick, let's just say, let's just pick any of these. I'm going to pick this just looking one. I'm going to pick this one that says buyer just looking AI, and I'm going to go in here and I'm going to select this one. This is the one I want. What I'm going to do to copy it into my smart plans. So I'm going to hit this little gear icon and I'm going to click copy. As soon as I click copy, it's going to open up the smart plan for you to be able to modify the smart plan. So once you click on copy, it's going to, open this up so you can change it. You don't have to change any of it. You can leave it the way it is if you don't want to modify it, and you can just click save, and now it will just be under your smart plans. Or if you wanted to go in here and modify any of these messages, each of these little blocks are basically messages, and it'll tell you like this one is an automated email. It's going to send it immediately once you turn the smart plan on. It's going to send it right when you turn the smart plan on, and then it's going to send them an email, and this is what the email looks like. Now you could add in, you could insert an image like a picture of a flyer, or if there was like, say you want to do a smart plan that's like a weekly newsletter, you could go in and put that stuff in there and set it up, and then it could just run for you, so you don't really have to do it. Or if you had like a weekly newsletter, you could put a link to that weekly newsletter, so that you can just put the link in here, and then you just modify the newsletter like online or the PDF or whatever it is, if it's on Google. And you can modify that so you don't have to ever change the smart plan. It'll just send them that stuff every month. And then, you just got to make sure you keep up on updating your flyer. But you can add that stuff in here. You can add pictures, you can add video, you can insert a YouTube video. Obviously you can add emojis. So you could go through what I would recommend is that you go through these smart plans and, just spice them up a little bit, add a little bit of like your own flavor to it. Just to kind of make it, in your own voice. All of us like talk to our clients differently. So, not everybody wants to send messages that sound like this. So, thank you for taking the time to chat with me about potential homes. That's not how I talk, so I wouldn't write an email like that. So I'd probably go in here and modify it a little bit just to make sure it sounds like it's me. And again, you don't have to do that, but you can if you want to. But if I go in and I modify any of these things, it'll change what the messages says. And then once you're done, so like, let's say you've modified this, you've changed it, you've put stuff in, then you're just going to go up to the top here and save it. So you're just going to click save. And now if I go in my smart plans, it will be in my smart plans. You can see AI buyer just looking, it's right here. And then so you can kind of see like these ones that are already built out are already like, the duration of this smart plan is 238 days. So like if you get a lead that says they're just looking, turn this smart plan on for them and just let it start emailing them and texting them and do whatever until they reach out to you eventually. So you don't have to keep constantly following up with them. The system will kind of do that for you. So
hey, Evo, how often, I mean, I know it shows on different days, but is it just continuous until they like opt out of it?
Well, until it ends. So this one will end after 238 days. But if we look at the smart plan here, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to edit it now. So now that it's in my smart plans, I can go do a few different other options other than just copy. I can edit it. I can remove it from any of the leads that it's attached to, or I can delete it altogether. But I'm just going to go back here and edit it to show you what the duration looks like. So as you can see, this first email and each of these blocks underneath this top one is just the initial setup for like how you want the plan to activate. We'll go over that in a second when we build the smart plan. But each of these blocks, each of these steps is a message or something that the smart plan is going to do. This first one is going to send it. If you look right here, it says immediately. So once you turn this smart plan on, it's going to send it out to whatever client you turned it on for. It's going to send this first email out immediately. Then it's going to wait a minute, and then it's going to send out this next email. Then if you scroll down, Now from this most recent step, it's going to wait 7 days. So now it's going to wait 7 days to send out an email to them. And then after that 7 days, it's going to wait 28 days. So they're spaced out enough so that it's not bombarding the client with like a bunch of messages every single day. So all of these ones that are pre-built are already built out and spaced out so that it's not going to, it'll feel more natural. You're not going to be constantly bugging them. You
That's
can
good.
that constantly bug them, which I do have some that I've built my own that will, if you guys have ever heard of like the 10 days of pain, which is like when you get a lead, like you just hit them like constantly for like 10 days until they either say they want to buy something or if they're like, I'm not really interested. I have one like that I built out myself, to just hit them constantly. If you want to do one that's aggressive, you can, and again, you can always kind of decide, you can build one that's super aggressive and you can turn it on a couple people and see how it works. I'm always, a big proponent of like trying some things and then seeing how they work and seeing how people respond to them and then kind of making changes from there. So that's why I would just recommend for now, go in there into the company smart plans, find ones that you like that seem like they'd be good for what you want to do, copy them over, and then you can edit them, and then you can change them up a little bit, and then you can just start activating those ones, see how your clients and stuff like that are responding to them, and then you can make more changes or modify, or even create a whole brand new one, based on kind of the way your clients are responding to it. If that makes sense. Does that make sense on how to copy these smart plans over to your smart plans?
Makes sense.
Okay. Yes.
Evil, really quickly, I think I missed one step is to copy them over because I thought I just had to click on auto apply because when I do that, it doesn't let me. It says I need permission.
Yeah, exactly. So when you go into company smart plans, it's not going to let you check any of this. So see the little gear icon right next to that? It says auto apply manage. Click that and then it'll pop up and say copy. Once you copy it, it's going to open this up again. You can modify it if you want. Let's say you don't want to modify it and you just want to save it. Now you can save it. And if you go under my smart plans, it'll be under, yes.
Got it. Thank you.
Cool. So now I'm going to show you and walk you through how to build one in particular. So we're going to build a specific one. This one is going to be revolved around the Barrett Real Estate app. If you guys don't know what the Barrett Real Estate app is, it's super cool. You guys should get it. It's $20 a month. Super cool. I like it. So I'm going to make a smart campaign or a smart plan that essentially entices and tells clients to sign up for my app so that they start getting on my app and they start using it. That's what we're going to do today. So I've gone through, and again, if you don't know, we can do a separate training on the BRE app, so you guys can, and I can do it myself, so that you guys can actually see, how to get in there and how to do stuff. But all I've done, just to explain, I've already done this beforehand. I have everything ready for it. So I have the invite link. I've copied that over into just a notepad, just so I have it. And then I've also gone into ChatGPT. If you guys don't know what that is, it's the most amazing thing ever. I've told it to make me a message. And so this is the message it's made. It says, exciting news, my real estate app is live. Find properties in real time. Make your own property hunt a breeze. Download now and start exploring dream properties. Thank you for your support. So that's what it says. So I'm going to send this to clients. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Chime here. I'm going to go under my smart plans. We're in the same place. And just so you guys know, there is going to be a training on ChatGPT that Veronica's doing, but it's next month, I'm pretty sure. It's like the first Wednesday of next month. So, but if people do want information on it, let me know. I can give you some info on it. But so now I'm going to create a new one. So I'm going to create a brand new one, blank slate, whatever I want it to be. So I'm just going to click add new. And then it's going to ask you what kind of, smart plan do you want to do? Do you want to do a standard smart plan? Or they already have kind of these recurring ones that are already in here that you can specify, I'm just going to start from a blank slate, just a standard plan. So I'm just going to click start and you can see it's already highlighted, it's already highlighted for the standard plan. So I'm just going to click start. And then I'm going to name this one Barrett, if I can spell, Barrett Real Estate app. So I'm gonna name this one Barrett Real Estate app. Spell estate. Wow, I cannot spell, guys. Okay, oh god, it's gonna bother me with this capitalized. Okay, so this is a Barrett Real Estate app. This is what the smart plan name is gonna be. And then I'm now gonna wanna select a lead type. Now, remember how I said this first initial box is just for how to set up and how to, who it's gonna be targeting? That's what we're gonna set up first. So again, what type of lead do you think is probably gonna use the app? What kind of lead? We're gonna set this up together. So what kind of lead do you guys think is gonna want to use the app?
Buyer
Buyer, perfect. I would think so too.
and renter also.
Buyer, most likely. I'd probably put everybody on this app. Because I mean, who knows? It could be a renter, a seller even. I don't know. So
Yeah.
buyer is good and you can select just buyer. You can select seller too. I'm just gonna select all. And just have this app, this campaign target everybody. Plan scope, you won't be able to change. You'll only have the option for my plan because it's just your account. So you won't be able to have any other options. So you won't be able to change this. And now, so this is the big thing here, this little section right here. This is going to kind of determine how the smart plans will activate. Now, there are two ways that a smart plan can activate. You can go to a client's profile and put a smart plan on their profile and then turn it on for that specific client. Or you can grab, like when you filter on like when you go into your people section and you filter a bunch of leads and you're like, I only want to look at the buyers. You can then select like the 10 leads or whatever you have and then mass apply a smart plan to it that way. You could do those two different ways. You can do it on the individual level, or you can do it for a bunch of them, or you can have it automatically apply these smart plans when different types of leads come into your system. So that means when you enter a lead manually and you say that this lead is a buyer, you can have that plan activate automatically. So, or like someone goes on your website and they're looking at properties and they go in there, you can have this plan activate automatically. So what we're going to do is we're going to set those application conditions. Set conditions, and again, it kind of explains it here. Set conditions to automatically apply this smart plan to specific leads. So we're going to click on this little blue box, and it's going to then give us options to kind of specify what type of lead. So I'm going to go, when specified leads are newly created, do I want it to activate on that? Sure, that's fine. Now we can specify what type of lead on here we want it to apply to. So I'm going to go to, and now again, it depends on how you categorize your leads. I don't ever use pipelines or groups, to be honest, to really categorize anything, but I would probably use source. So I'm going to use, I want leads from Facebook. Oops, if I can spell. So I'm going to do these, I'm going to select all the sources that say Facebook ads, select all those ones. I'd also want to do like, let's see, website, like my website. And again, any sources that you have in your CRM, yours might be different than what, mine are, but you can just go through, or you can just literally select any source if you want to, but I'm going to select these ones in particular. I'm going to go to, I think manual is, no. What do I want to put? I also want listing to leads, definitely listing to leads. So I'm going to select all these listing to leads ones. And then buyer lead listing. So again, you can select all the sources. I'm just going to select those ones for now. And then any tags in particular, buyer tag. If you, again, this is all going to depend on how you categorize your, leads. So again, it's going to depend on how you do that. But I'm just going to go with buyer, and then we're going to do seller, buyer, seller, lead, seller, now seller. And again, you can select however many of these you want, or you can select all of them. And then I'm not going to set a property type because I don't want it to, limit. And then I'm not going to select a buying time frame either. Just going to let it send on any of those people. with another agent, you can put that in your system if you have a client that's with another agent or something and you just met them or something like that, and you put them in your CRM. Again, however you categorize your leads, you can put them in this, what you can filter this or, auto apply it to the way, however you do that. Does that make sense so far? I'm just kind of setting this up.
Hey, Evo, if you don't like tag anybody,
If you don't tag your leads, then it won't really matter because there won't be any tags. So then just don't select any tags. You can just select a source or like a group if you group them, or you can just select it off of the no matter what, when the lead comes into the system, it'll either be tagged as a buyer, a seller, or another. Like not tagged, but it'll be like the source.
Right.
So I would just select a different, select whatever source.
So if I'm just
and
like getting my Chime set up and I haven't like categorized anything, then I would just kind of focus on my source and then down the road.
I would go through and again, this is kind of like once you've got the leads in the system, I would go through and categorize your leads. Then once you have them all categorized the way you want, then you can start turning on these smart plans, because if you just turn on these smart plans without categorizing any of your leads, for one, they either just won't activate at all, or they'll activate on all of the leads because they're not categorized. And then, you might be sending information to one person that you don't want to send. So that's why I would kind of go through and categorize your stuff first.
Okay.
But again, I'm going to go not associated with any groups or with the following groups. I'm going to just select all groups. I want it to go to everybody. I don't categorize mine by groups, so that's why I'm just going to select all groups. So if there is any groups, it's going to select them. So now I'm just going to click save. So now it has all these things in here. You can still go through and edit this again if you want to, but you set it up the way you want it. Now this is the big thing here too. Auto pause when. Now you can specify when you want the smart plan to stop. So, or at least pause. Now say a lead responds and reaches out. I would want it to pause so that it's not going to keep sending them stuff, because if they're reaching out, then I'm going to respond to them manually myself. So, and then you can create an action for it to do after that. So let's say the lead responds / reaches out, then you can say, move to a different pipeline, move to add to a specific group. You can have it add tags, or you can just have it do no action, and then you'll just reach out and do whatever you're going to do with it. Now, again, we're not going to go in depth like that, but you can get complicated where that you move it to a new pipeline, and then you have another type of smart plan that activates for leads that are in that pipeline or that group that will then turn on when it moves over to that group. So you can make this like where you don't ever have to contact the client unless they're pretty much ready to buy. So you can get complicated with it. I don't go, because it's a lot of work to go and set that up. I don't go and do that, but I know there are some agents that we have that do like that aspect, and they're going through and creating an entire like ecosystem of like leads go into different categories and do all kinds of different stuff. And then, they don't really have to do much after that. So for this one though, I'm not going to set any action for it to do. Also these as well. So like an outbound call is logged as talked. For this one, for this smart plan in particular, because I'm just trying to send them the link to get to the app, I'm not going to worry about, for it to pause if, the outbound lead is set up or something like that. And then there's tags that trigger when the plan is deleted. I'm not going to change any of this. I'm just going to leave it. Again, all these things you can change if you want to, depending on what type of smart plan you're setting up. So now what I'm going to send is I like sending text messages. So I'm going to send a text message instead of doing an email. Don't get confused. There's auto text, auto email. I just did that backwards. But there's also email and there's also text. Auto means that it's going to send it automatically. Email and text means the smart plan is going to notify you to send them an email or send them a text. So that's not actually going to send them. So make sure if you're wanting it to send an automatic email, you're selecting one of the auto options. Call is just going to tell you to call them. It's not going to actually go and call them again. So just make sure you understand that. There's a lot of different options on like what you can do. You can, and then again, these are you making the steps of the smart plan. So like what it's going to do. You can have it create a checklist on the first step. When a lead matches that stuff, it's going to make a checklist for that lead. And then you can go and do specific stuff. You could do a buyer property alert. You can do all kinds of stuff. But again, we're going to keep it simple today. We're gonna go through, I'm just gonna have it send them an auto text. Text subject is gonna be, I'm just gonna put BRE app, with exclamation marks. To be honest with you, I don't think they see this. I think this is just for our own, the subject of the text, just for when we're looking at the smart plan, so we understand what it is. But again, just be careful. You can always too, not auto apply not have this auto apply to anybody, and then just set it up. And then you can have, like, I would recommend putting yourself in your own CRM, and then you can send yourself the stuff to see what it's going to look like before you send it to all your clients. So, and now I'm going to put the body of the text in here. So I already have all this stuff in here. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to copy this. So I just already have this written up and stuff like that. So I'm going to paste this in here. And then I'm also going to put the link, add this Barrett link. I'm going to paste that there. And then, and I might want to add a little bit here. So let me add some more here. So I'm going to put, hey, and then I'm going to put a variable. So a variable is going to be anything that may be different depending on the lead. So if I want to put the leads, so let's say I just want to put the lead's first name. I'm going to put the first name. So then it's going to, it just says lead first name right now, but it has those little hashtags around it. That means it's going to look at the lead and pull in the name for that lead. So if I activate this smart plan on, Jody, it's going to say, hey, Jody, exciting news, so blah, blah, blah. So you can add variables, and then there's a bunch of different variables here. So you can do all kinds of stuff depending on like what kind of information you put in there for your leads and stuff like that. So
Well, that's how you always you do that.
That's how when you send a text message, it has your name in it. I'm not manually going through and typing everybody's name in the smart
Right.
plan.
So that's how you put the hashtag lead _first_name hashtag.
Yes, exactly. Under this little tab here that says variables, and you have lead variables, but you also have agent variables. So you can add in your stuff as well, or different things here too.
Oh, okay, perfect.
You can also make templates for text messages. We're not going to go over that today, but just know that you can make templates in the system if you wanted to just automatically use a template, or use the basis of that template to create this new smart plan. You could. I do want to add an image though, and I don't think I have it on this computer, but I do want to use it. But I don't know if I can. Let's just download these badges. I'm going to download these. Of course, it's going to open up in a zip. Okay, hang on. I'm just going to zip this. I do want to, we do have marketing materials for the app, but I don't have them on this computer, so I'm just going to add these badges for now. Picture. Okay. So I'm going to add that picture in there. So going in here, I'm going back to Chime real quick. Okay, so now let's say I want to add an image to this text. And now this could be a flyer that you created on Canva. This could be anything you want to add in there. They even have a bunch of already pre-made stuff in there, so you can go and use that if you wanted to. But I'm going to use a specific one, so I'm going to click, select an image here. Go to my downloads, badges, all the badges. I'm going to go and add that in here. So now the little picture's down here at the bottom. It's just going to show that it's attached to it. So now I'm pretty good with this. Hey, whatever their name is going to be, exciting news. My real estate app is now live. Find properties in real time and make your property on a breeze. Download now and start exploring your dream properties. Thank you for your support. And then I'm going to probably put my my name in this, because people always, when I text them, they always go, "Who the frick is this?" Yeah. So I just put my name. So this, don't need to capitalize that. But I'm just going to say this is Evo. So it's going to say, hey, hey, lead, this is Evo, exciting news, blah, 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 blah. So cool. So now they'll be able to go through, and I'm going to keep it simple. There's just going to be one step to this smart plan. So you could do it this way. Again, if you wanted to add another step, you would just click add step. And then you could have it, you can select like how long do I want it to wait after doing this first step? Then, do I want to just start the next one? So I could make another step that says, let's do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna send a text message. I like sending text messages. If you like sending emails, either way, whatever you want to do. So I'm gonna have it wait. Let's have it wait like 15 days. Good amount of time. And then text them like, and I'm just gonna put follow up, BRE app. And then I'm gonna go back into ChatGPT, guys. Don't get confused. I'm just gonna have this write something for me. Write a text or write a text to ask if they up for the app. And that's way too long, so I'm not going to send that whole thing.
Hey, Eva, when you bring in like that picture, the template, because I like texting also. I mean, I rarely check my emails anyway. So will that image go over on a text?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm just using ChatGPT to create a little check-in text message. And then cool. So we're going to copy this. Cool. So now I'm done. I didn't have to use my brain. And then now I'm going to paste it in there. I'm going to go, hey, it's, God, I cannot spell, man. It's Evo. And then I'm still going to we're going to put in that variable for their first name. Lead first name. And I just put is Evo. It's Evo. Cool. So now I have two steps. This one's going to activate 15 days after the first one. And so this one right here just says, hey, it's Evo, just checking in. Have you signed up for my real estate app yet? It's been a hit with people finding their dream properties quickly and easily. Let me know if you have any questions or need help getting started. And I'm going to also just copy this link in here again, just in case. And then we can add that image as well. Add that image. Just adding that image again. Boom. So now we got our two steps, and let's actually wait longer than 15 days. I feel like 15 days is pretty soon. Let's do 30 for now. So we'll do 30 days. And then you can also, determine what time you want this thing to activate at. You can always put like, you can put a different time or something like that if you wanted to. I'm just gonna have it send out. Let's do a later time. Let's do like 3 in the afternoon, 3:30, not AM. Make sure you fix that, so it doesn't send these texts. It's usually like 3 in the morning. And then this one is going to do it within this time frame of 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. So that's fine. So cool. Is everybody like understanding where we're at so far, like what I'm doing, or are you just completely lost?
I got it. Just keep it simplified for this part.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not doing anything else to this. So
yeah.
Is everybody else understanding so far? Anybody else have questions up until this point or no? I take that as a no. Okay, so now all we're going to do is we're going to save it. So now we're going to save it. And so now we'll see it. And now I'm in my smart plans again. And you'll see it right here. So you got Barrett Real Estate app. So this is the smart plan. It's not on right now. So just because I created it doesn't mean I turned it on. Now, if I want to turn it on, I can just click auto apply. And now because of those conditions that I set on, and you can see here like application conditions. If I highlight over this, these are all the application conditions on what types of leads it's going to be added to. And then I can just turn it on and let it activate. Now, I'm going to actually go in here. I'm going to make it a little bit more simpler. So I'm going to go back in and edit it. So I'm going to clear these conditions because I'm actually just going to, I decided I'm just going to apply it to everybody. I don't even care. So I'm just going to go in here and go, when specified and new lead created, I'm going to go source. I'm going to leave it as any group. I'm going to go everybody, all groups. And I'm just going to go, cool. And then I'm also, whenever a lead meets specified conditions, I'm going to select this one as well, so that I want to include current leads that are applicable. So if I only select when new leads are created, this plan is only going to activate when new leads come in. But let's say I want to apply this to all the leads in my system. I don't care. I want everybody on my app. I'm going to go whenever a lead meets the specified conditions, and then I can either include the current leads that are in my system or exclude the current leads. I'm going to include the current leads, and then I'm going to save it. And then again, I'm not modifying the plan. I'm just changing the conditions on what it's going to apply to. And then I'm just going to click save. So now I can go and I can decide when I want to activate this. I'm going to turn it on right now, so that and I send it out to all my clients. And so again, so it'll kind of notify you before you turn stuff on. It'll say, be careful, the smart plan will immediately apply to all the leads who meet the following conditions. And then it's going to ask you, are you sure you want to apply to that? Because of the way we've set it up, saying we want it to apply to everybody, even current leads in the system, it's going to automatically apply to everybody.
But can you like view it to see what it looks like?
You could, yeah. So the way to do that, just going to cancel. I'm not going to look at it. What you're going to do, I don't know if there's a way to specifically view it like that. The only way I know how to view it is this way. So I'll show you. So I'm just going to go back from this, and I'm going to go to people. And then I'm just going to click on any lead. I'm going to click on Jim. Then I'm going to go to Smart Plans. This is the only way I know how to view it. I don't know if, don't quote me on this, I don't know if in campaigns you can view what it would look like roughly, but you're still not going to be able to see exactly what it looks like. What I would recommend is then just only turn that plan on for you so that it sends you the message so you can see what it looks like. So,
Yeah.
but I'm going to do Add Smart Plan, and then I go to My Plans, and I should have Barrett Real Estate app in here. Barrett Real Estate app right here. Come on now. And then this is what it looks like. That's the only way I know how to view it. Granted, I would recommend that you put yourself in your CRM and send them themselves first, so you can see what they're going to look like. You can send yourself emails, you can send yourself the text messages, you can see what those things are going to look like, and then you can go and activate them on whoever. But this looks good, so I'm like, cool. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to go back to campaigns, and again, all I did was I just went into the people tab. I just selected any lead, went to Smart Plans here at the top, and then I just clicked Add Smart Plan. I didn't actually add it. I just went to look at it, and I just went into plans, and then you see right here that one that we just created, and then I can kind of get a little preview of what it's going to look like, and then here's a preview of the next one after that. So I'm going to go through. I'm going to go back to campaigns. And then I'm going to go to my smart plans over here, and I'm going to turn this one on. Then it's going to ask me again, but I don't care. I'm going to send it. Done. So now the smart plan is on and it's active. It's automatically going to apply to every lead in my system. So again, change that criteria to whatever makes sense for those leads that you want to send it to. But for this thing, because I just want everybody on my app, I'm going to send it to everyone. So cool. Does that make sense on how to create a smart plan so far?
Yes.
Awesome. Perfect. Any questions? I know people definitely must have questions. Let me stop sharing so I can see y'all's faces. Questions, comments, concerns?